Hello, good people of internet. How you doing? It's me, Little Johnny. I'm here for you Friday afternoon. My name's John O'Casson. This is the Warm and Toasty Club, and this is our online memory afternoon, episode 77. How's your lives? Are they well? Are they good? Should I look out the window and go, what kind of weather are you having in Colchester today, Jono? It's dark. It's dark in Colchester. Dark and mysterious. So let's go with that. We've got a lovely show for you this afternoon. We've got the retro raffle coming up. One question nowadays, one virtual prize. We've got a memory of the week. Ooh, exciting, Jono. A memory of the week, lad. Aye. We've got sandwich filling of the month. That's a chair. Did you hear that squeak? That is actually the chair, just so you know. If it was 2 days ago, it might have been me, but today it is the chair. We've got sandwich filling of the week coming up. 2 big hitters, 2 big ones. You want to hang around and find about what sandwich fillings we're chatting about, so you can vote. We have Jeanette's poem of the week, and most importantly, we have a special guest coming up in a little while. The wonderful Martin Newell will be with us. Yes, indeed, he will, and he'll be doing 3 poems for you today and having a chat with us. The lovely gentleman of Wivenhoe, he will be with us very soon. Hey, Karen, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let me find Jeanette Lyons and Tom Hardy. Where's Tom Hardy gone? There's Jeanette Lyons. Good afternoon.
Hi, Jono. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
How is your life, Tom?
Yeah, pretty good. Can't complain.
Can't complain, mustn't grumble. That's the byword of the English working class, isn't it?
Mustn't grumble.
And yourself, Jeanette?
I've had a week off work. I've just been going out and about and seeing people and having a lovely time. Saw Tom Hardy in the flesh at an open mic night. I sang and played the guitar in front of people, and it was so nice to see Tom and sit at a table and chat and drink beer. And at the end, when we said goodbye, I gave Tom a hug. It was the first time I've hugged Tom in nearly 2 years. It was lovely.
That's probably the first time anyone's hugged him in 2 years.
Probably longer.
I took that bullet for you all.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeanette.
You did have to have a shower, though.
Yeah.
I did, in antibacterial hand gel.
Yeah.
It's good you did it. None of us were prepared to do it. I mean, luckily, I'm lucky that I see Tom when we do our in-person afternoons. Been seeing Tom.
But you do stay clear. Yeah.
What's that, Tom?
You do stay clear, though.
I do.
Take a wide berth.
I'm like 4 meter distance, and I'm worried about people. I'm a bit like that in the supermarket still now. I'm a bit at a distance. I sort of do a little dance around them as I go down the aisles.
Oh.
So do you like people leaning over you to get their frozen peas?
Depends what they look like and how they smell.
Darling. No, it don't matter what they look like to me. They just look like other humans. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know if they look really clean and if they've got nice hair and you just want to have a little secret sniff of their hair. Is that wrong? We talked about this before.
Yeah,
I really like
a secret sniff of strangers' hair that lean over you in a supermarket.
Preferably not strangers, preferably people I know if they've got lovely hair.
But strangers will do if there's nobody else around.
If they've got lovely, shiny, clean-looking hair, and you just get close enough to just smell their shampoo or conditioner.
That is an arrestable offence, I think.
It probably is, actually.
I mean, it could be the road to disappointment, or it could be the road to inner and outer joy, depending on what their hair smells like.
Well, yeah. When it's all clean and shiny looking and you just have as long as they don't smoke, because then it smells of cigarettes. But mostly it smells of shampoo and conditioner and it's lovely, especially if it's coconut. That's nice.
Coconut, yeah. Okay. So you've all noted that, strangers. If you see Jeanette, in the supermarket, get close to her and linger if you've got nice hair.
Yeah, just
Linger near
say
her.
something, and so I've got to kind of really listen in. That's one of my tricks, is to not quite hear people, or I'll whisper really quietly so they put their ear next to me to whisper.
Would it help if you strangers, we inform them now that maybe they hummed a little tune when they're near you, so that
So
they
I'll-
know that
what's
they're
that?
approachable? You could sniff and maybe touch their hair.
Oh, I try not to touch, but you know, if you know them, you can.
You might stroke it a little bit. Oh, I don't know where this is going to go, but we've.
But, oh, I think you've got something in your hair there. Should I just get that out?
Ooh.
Your
It's
little
like you
spider
go
in your
kick
hair.
them on the cheek and
You
they
pull
quickly
their hair out so you can take it home with you.
Scissors, secret scissors.
samples. That would be weird, Jeanette. That would be. a
You're
little-
making it weirder.
It's
I
getting
don't
weird.
think we are.
Yeah. Be careful though, because I've had this thing lately, the last 2 or 3 weeks, that when I talk about things or dream about things, they happen. They actually come true. And it's been really weird the last few weeks. I've been freaking me and loads of people out. Stop manifesting stuff.
Cool.
Oh, very
Well,
bizarre.
If you get the lottery numbers, give me a shout. Hello to Karen. Hello to Jenny. Hello to Christine. Hello to Duncan Bilko Boone. Hello to Keith Glyn Baker. He says, hello, gorgeous peeps. Oh, I say. Got nice hair.
He's keen.
Elmy. Hi, Elmy. Duncan says this is getting weird. I know, we've only just started.
I'm sorry,
Marie-
Duncan. And yes, I have smelt your hair. But more so than yours, I've smelt your wife's. Petra has lovely hair and it always looks really fresh and clean.
Can I make just an apology to the public for Jeanette? She is a bit weird and she's had the week off, so she's super hyper. Probably had coffee, lots of it this
I've
morning.
got the biggest cup of coffee here right now.
There we go. There we go.
Duncan might want to tell his wife and maybe protect her in some way.
Yeah.
No, Petra's
Stop, Jeanette.
lovely.
Stop
I
now!
don't mind if I
Don't
sniff
sniff
her
the
hair.
hair, Jeanette.
Oh,
Um,
Yeah.
Marie says, hello, everyone. Hello, Marie. She says, only 5 minutes in and already there is the most random chatter I've heard all week. Love it. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. It's a service we provide.
I don't blame you, Duncan.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm getting
No.
a restraining order.
a restraining order. Thank you.
too right.
And Steve in North Carolina. Hi, Steve. He says, cheerio. Cheerio to
Does
you.
that mean goodbye? We've lost him already.
Lost him.
He's come and gone.
He's fed up. He don't want his hair sniffed. That's what it is.
He's a bit scared of you now, Jeanette.
Oh, I'm really sorry, everyone. I'm not
Even-
really that freaky.
Even from across the Atlantic, he's a bit worried.
There's no place
Strong
safe.
conditioner.
No.
Right, let's do the retro raffle. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. It's the retro raffle, never has been seen. It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's coming to your screen. Retro raffle. Yeah. What did he do? What did he do, Jeanette?
He's sniffing the screen.
Smells of
You're
Coconut.
weirdos. Both
Coconut.
of you.
smells of funny lady. My favourite. Right, so the retro raffle. We just have one question this week for you. We've slimmed it down over the recent weeks, and this is your prize. If you get the
Ooh.
question right, you get the opportunity to print your own Snakes and Ladders board. You could use anything for your counters, for your board movers and shakers. You could put in an old penny farthing. If you got one knocking around, a halfpence or 10 pence.
It's a very large board.
It doesn't look very large.
100 squares.
There's 100 squares. I mean, how many
How
squares?
big are the squares? If you have a penny farthing, I mean, those
Oh,
squares
yeah.
Oh,
are huge.
penny
Yeah, 'cause
farthing.
they're that big, are they?
What an idiot I am.
Like to ride on your penny farthing up and down that board, it's got to be huge.
I understand penny farthing. I meant
I know what you
Farthing. A farthing or a penny.
a farthing or a penny black stamp. That's probably massive as well in the old days.
I would think Smarties because of the different colours, and you'd know which one was you.
Yeah, M&Ms. Could use Polo mints, the mint with the hole.
As long as they're different colours, because how would you know if it's your
You could paint
opponent?
Polo.
you can get polos that are all
Fruit polos.
fruit polos.
Fruit
Yeah.
Polos. Cool. I ain't had them since the 1970s.
And you can eat them at the end, which is a good
There
thing.
you go. So you can print your own Snakes and Ladders board and you can play a nice board game, and you'll know why we're talking about that when we get onto the memory of the week. But for now, what we want to know, the question we have for you, can you name for us 3 famous tennis players from the past? That's it. That's all we want. 3 famous tennis players from the past. None of that Emma, who won the US Open. We want someone a little bit older than that.
Right.
Jeanette's doing the calculations in her head.
No, I'm trying to remember all the names. So, 2 lady ones.
Oh, 2
2
lady
lady tennis players.
Sniff the screen.
Oh, lovely hair, lovely coconut hair.
Lovely coconut hair. I nearly said her name. Hello, Kim. Hope you're well.
I'm going to shut up.
Christine says, I still play this game. Good.
Oh.
Let's see if you can get some answers. Lovely, Chrissy. Jenny says, Boris Becker, Rod Laver, Eva Goolagong. Oh, yeah, she was a good Australian player. I remember her. Ivan Lendl, says Duncan. Boris Becker, Virginia Wade. Smell Virginia's hair. Keith says Virginia Wade, Bjorn Borg, and Fred Perry. He's gone sort of like one era and one early era. Gene Woodland says Tom Hardy. Hi, Tom. Whatever are you doing?
not singing or playing at the moment.
I know. It's a terrible business, Gene. I'm sorry. We've lowered these standards to this. Marie says Boris Becker, Andre Agassi, and Steffi.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, these are all winners. You're all going to be able to print out your own Snakes and Ladders board and play it at home over the weekend with the children then. Yeah, I used to like Boris Becker for a while when he was a player.
Until you realise that he didn't wash his hair.
Actually, I used to like Andre Agassi. I thought he was really handsome.
He was
like early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And then he was really handsome and quite short, maybe. I don't know. But he looked nice on the TV. And then a few years later, he'd got no hair. It had all gone.
Got no hair, and that means he's not nice anymore.
And nothing to sniff.
Nothing to sniff. We can sniff it like a bald man's head, like a baby's bottom. You hope
might have talcum powder on there.
Yeah, we're going to encourage everyone out there to do what Jeanette does. You can't get close to people too much, but if you're in a supermarket and you're near people, she's suggesting you sniff their hair.
If it's looking clean, only if it looks really clean and shiny.
You might have a few surprises.
And restraining orders.
Restraining orders, yeah. They've all got it right. They're all so quick.
They are, aren't they?
Yes, well done to everyone. Let's take that off. And let's maybe move on to the memory of the week.
Memory of the week.
Yeah, memory of the week this week. What we want you to think about is to cast your minds back. It's about board games and indoor games, such as during inclement weather. Well, it's not too bad today, but you know when it's always rainy. I don't know if it was the same for you. When it's rainy, it was cold outside. When we were kids, sometimes we'd play outside, but when it was rainy, usually we'd have to come in and we'd play board games. Gosh, we used to have loads of them. And we were lucky in a sense because we were quite poor. We used to get every few months, we had a more wealthy cousins and aunt used to bring us old clothes and old board games that they got fed up with, that our cousins got fed up with. So we got all to play that. What was your favourite, Tom? What was your favourite board game?
Favourite board game? Probably, I don't know, Tiddlywinks or something.
I love Tiddlywinks, Tom.
I had a very
Put it in the
competitive.
pot.
Well, I still have a very competitive mother, so I
you?
really don't like board games because she's like, there was always, in fact, like my grandfather was also. I think that's probably where she gets it from. Really bad losers.
Oh.
What, Tiddlywinks?
Everything.
Everything. Okay.
Just don't play with bad losers.
Oh,
No.
God.
It spoils things. Yeah. So I'm not really a board game person, but Tiddlywinks I quite liked. That was quite good fun.
Would you pick one, Jeanette, from
Ooh. We used to play lots because there was, a family of 6. And in the 70s, all the power cuts, a candle and a board game. Cards, we played a lot of cards, actually, but board games as well. I remember my big brother always being the banker at, what's the streets thing? Monopoly. And he always used to win. The streets game. All the streets.
Game with the
So,
street.
but I can't remember that. And I remember Ludo, but with a pop-o-matic dice. You pushed the round dome in and the dice bounced around. And you couldn't lose the dice because we were always losing stuff like that.
Eve mentioned Ludo. I remember that. You pressed the green, the blue, the red, the thing, and that allowed you to move into certain few spaces, didn't it? Is that right?
I don't know. But Snakes and Ladders, I remember.
Thanks.
As well. I like newer board games because at Christmas there's usually myself, my sister, and our 2 daughters, and we hang out together. And sometimes people come and visit Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and we play board games, and it's lovely. And every now and then we'll buy a new one that's really good. And the latest one we got is called A Shot in the Dark.
Sniff your hair.
No.
Whose hair is it?
No, called A Shot in the Dark. And it's we haven't used it at Christmas yet, but we took it on holiday and played with Yam, and Hannah, and so it was great fun. Yeah, I like playing new board games. They're very clever, coming up with some stuff. Is it Crimes Against Humanity? I don't like that. That was really bad. I can't even talk about that.
I can imagine though you doing a version of, in the 70s there was the advert for foot odors, and it's like, Chinese restaurant, take off your shoes. Foot odor. Do you remember that advert?
No.
You could do a modern one, like, in a supermarket, looking for nice people, sniff their hair. Sorry.
Do you know what? I should do my own voiceovers for that. I haven't done an advert for a long time. Oh,
absolutely.
I should do adverts more.
You need to do a jingle.
Yeah,
I do a jingle. Yeah, hair sniffing
my
jingle.
hair. My hair.
I don't think anybody's ever sniffed my hair, but mine's never shiny. It always looks a little bit kind of dry and fly away.
Well done on the answers, Kim. She got 3 on that.
Yes, let's see. What did they say?
Kim also said Snakes and Ladders, chess, Tiddlywinks, great times with all the family. I agree with Tom and Kim. I love Tiddlywinks, and I actually have played it in recent times. I bought it a couple of Christmases ago. I think I was the only one that played it. Nobody got it. Crib, says Keith.
Oh, yes, I play Crib.
What is Crib?
I have played KGB at Crib, and he won.
Card game.
No, it's not cards. It's hang on. Yes, it is a card game. Yes. Cast your mind back to the other room, Jeanette. Yes, there's a crib board and pack of cards and little counters and funny expressions, and it's all about counting to 15.
Funny expressions.
So
yeah, one for his knob. That's the kind of part of the game. You have to say it. When the jacket
is that
comes
what he
out
told
and it's
you?
the same suit and
is that what he told you, Jeanette? Yeah.
I read the whole rules. I memorized all the rules.
1:19 on a Friday afternoon. Straight into it. What was you going to say other than that, Tom? You was just about to say something.
I was just sort of thinking about board games and wondering if Tiddlywinks was an actual board game.
Well, you had a pot in the middle, and you had things around the side, and you used to do it on a board. So it was definitely a board involved.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I think there might have been, was there circles that got nearer, bigger, smaller as you got closer?
Yeah, because there was a pot in the middle, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the main prize. That was like the Wizard of Oz.
I've never seen a board. I've only just seen the pot in the middle and little counters that you ping. into
Yeah,
the
I mean
pot.
that's
Yeah. I don't
well,
know.
you've played it more recently, Jono. So
I did, and there was a board.
ooh,
In actual fact, I bought it came with a felt as well.
ooh,
Green
Oh,
felt, yeah,
now you're
that's
talking.
and a board. Telling you, good
Spend
life.
some money there.
I did. I really lashed out.
Yeah.
Charity shop got a good bargain in January of that year. The year up.
no expense spent.
No.
Elmy says Monopoly, but it went on too long. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Monopoly for Jenny too. Karen, my fave game was Snakes and Ladders. Well, you can print out our thing. I'll put it up later so that you can print out our Snakes and Ladders board. Christine's Ludo. Yeah, she remembers it as well. Karen, I used to love backgammon. I remember that. I never really played
I
it.
love it. I love backgammon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like it better than crib.
Oh, I know what we used to play. Mastermind. There used to be a game.
Oh,
We used to cover up.
That was brilliant. I love that.
oh.
I had that and the word version, the word and the color version,
Oh,
or the letter version, but they
Yeah.
called it the word one.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever
Still
have
got
that
that.
game that you can play anywhere on paper? Battleships.
Yes.
And you don't need a board or anything. You just have
Yeah.
paper and pens and battleships.
Yeah. B2.
Yeah, that's it.
Hit me. Yeah, I remember that. I'll tell you another game that's really great that we used to play. It's not a board game. It's probably a bit one that Jeanette would like, where you draw numbers on people's backs lightly.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got to guess it.
Yes. And they've got to guess it. Yeah.
Lovely game. Very sensual. Mm.
Why do we like it?
Yeah, exactly. While you're there doing that number on the back, have a sniff of that hair, will you, lovey?
Oh, I like Yahtzee. Yahtzee,
Yahtzee.
good.
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah,
it.
with the die, 5 dice, like poker dice.
That's a game for the middle classes, though, isn't it? The Yahtzee.
Oh, is it?
Don't know.
I wouldn't
I've
know.
never played it. Oh, there's some coming through. Let me read them. Kaplunk. Yes, Kaplunk. Can't remember what it did, but I remember the name. Backgammon. Karen agrees with Elmy regarding Monopoly going on too long. Game of Life, says Chris.
Oh, yes. Game of Life. Nice.
Don't know that one either. Marie loves Othello board game, black and white counters. Seen it, never played it. Is it great?
Is it like drafts?
It's drafts for poor people, I've heard.
Someone's at my front
might be
door.
drafts.
Can you excuse me for a minute while I just go get my front door?
Yes, of course. You can.
Be right back.
Elmy likes word games. Christine's going for drafts. And Karen says, don't forget Trivial Pursuit. Yeah, I've still got a kind of probably mid-90s version of that where all the questions are really not. They're all about the mid-90s except the real history one. And if you knew that period, you're going to do well. But if not, God, you've got no chance at all. Keep them coming. So what games did you play? What games do you play now? Othello, I'm going to have to look that up, Marie. I remember it. But I don't think I played it. Is it all okay, Jeanette?
Do you think it's Shakespearean? Do you think you have to?
It's a Shakespearean game. That's what it is, Tom.
Yeah.
You can't hear. Jeanette can't hear. La la la, Jeanette, can you hear me? You crazy lady, you're crazy. See, she can't hear us.
Nothing.
Jeanette, you're a nutter. You're a crazy nutter sniffing people's hair. No, she
She's
can't
not
hear us.
hearing anything.
It's great, this. Oh, well, we can really do some good stuff. She's probably going to have to reboot. She's getting another wire. What's she doing with that wire? I think she's doing some sewing. It's gone a bit quiet.
Did she disconnect herself by going to the front door? Maybe the doorbell
I can hear you now.
did
Oh,
something.
no, she can hear us now.
I can. Wait.
I can hear you now. Oh, Duncan says, wow, the police were quick arresting Jeanette. They'll let her off because she sniffed their hair.
I think that's why they were arresting him. Wasn't it?
Well, let's welcome our guest, shall we? Let's bring Mr. Martin Newell to the floor and see what he knows about board games. I'm sure plenty. Martin Newell, are you receiving us? Over and out.
Sorry.
He's busy sniffing
You
the
start
screen.
as well.
How are you, Martin?
Absolutely tumescent, thank you.
Good, good.
Sorry, I mean, effervescent.
Yeah, I have my multivitamins. The rest of
Sorry,
it.
I've put my poet's hat on there. Anyway,
Oh,
is
yeah.
that better?
So we know who you are.
Hillary calls it my child catcher's hat.
Oh,
Yes. Very nice. Are you
Oh.
a board game type of person, Martin?
I used to play Monopoly a bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I used to like. Oh, and I used to like Risk, but I haven't played that for years.
Okay.
There's a, you know what Weavenow's like. You know, it's very kind of a bit kind of. There was a game here. I never played it, but I knew people who were going to play this thing called Civilization.
Yes.
And it was very, very complex. And it was, you know, you needed to do it with a radical social conscience. So you didn't declare war on people and you had to build up your civilization and your monetary system. And then, you know, and it was, I never played it, but it sounded a bit pants. I mean, I prefer somewhere people, you know, it's a beauty, you know.
Subbuteo.
That's
Oh, God, I love Subbuteo.
Well, I never had the set, but I played it a couple of times. And it was interesting. Have you ever heard the track by Half Man, Half Biscuit called All I Want for Christmas is a Dukla Prague Away Kit? It was about playing Subbuteo and being thrown out of your mate's house because the dog was barking, there'd been a row, something hadn't worked, and you know, and the mum chucked you out in the end. And all in a kind of rather dour Wirral accent, which made it even better.
I remember the Undertones. My Perfect Cousin had a cover with a Subbuteo man on. That I remember that.
Yeah.
But there we go. Well, Martin, it's lovely to have you with us today. Glad you're doing well. And you're going to do a bit of poetry for us today. We hear.
Yes, I am. I've got this children's poem here, but it's about for this time of year, and I wrote it for Lily when she was very younger, very, very younger. Sorry, quite a bit younger. And I've since read it to other children. Adults seem to like it. So this is a seasonal poem called The Mouse and the Scarecrow. I do always think children's poems should work well on adults first, because they're the ones that are going to be buying them, aren't they? So
let's give you the floor. We'll get out of your way, ladies and gentlemen, with his lovely poetry, the wonderful.
Okay, here we go.
Newell.
Late in the summertime, after July, when the wind lifts the thistle down up to the sky, pushing it gently to go where it will, over the fields, the woods and the hill, fairy-like drifting to village and town, floating in gardens or settling down onto the edges of bridges and hedges, dancing through doorways or landing on ledges, meeting the bee by the vegetable bed, teasing the cat half asleep by the shed, lingering low over meadows unknown, after the oats and the barley are mown. Nettles are gold and the apples are, when the nettles are old and the apples are gold and the corn is cut down and the roses are blown, with a mist in the morning as grey as a stone, the scarecrow's left standing in stubble alone, with his battered old hat and his tattered old coat, a pole for his back and a scarf at his throat, watching a rabbit being chased by a stoat. It's that time of year. Every year comes a mouse saying, "Please, Mr. Scarecrow, I've just lost my house." The house which I lived in all summer and spring was cut down and flattened. I've lost everything. Luckily, most of my children had grown. They all ran away when the field was mown. But I need a home now the autumn is due, and I thought, Mr. Scarecrow, I might live with you. The Scarecrow, a kindly and lonely old soul, known to the robin, the mouse and the mole, looked at the sky and the clouds skating by, and he turned in the wind before giving a sigh. He said, "Yes, so I don't see why not. The autumn is coming. I don't have a lot. You'll have to provide all your own winter stores, but I'll have my company. You'll have my company and I'll have yours. And as for the place that you choose for your bed, pockets are better than, say, on my head. The hat lets the rain in, the birds steal the straw, the robin leaves mess on my shoulders and more. So sleep in the pocket right next to my chest. It's warm and it's dry and I'm sure that's the best. In winter, the wind shrieks a song in the trees with showers of hailstones like icy white peas. And then comes the rain, the frost and the cold, but sometimes the sunset is purple and gold. And that is worth seeing in the afternoon light before the short daytime becomes the long night. And you will be warm, Mrs. Mouse, near my chest. Yes, live in my pocket and I'll do the rest. And the mouse said, I thank you. The Scarecrow, I'm sure. You're welcome to all that I have and then more. She crawled in his pocket, the home that she found, and she hardly went out till the spring came around.
That was lovely, Mr. Martin Yule. Thank you very much. That was very good.
Lovely.
It was quite long, that one. Yeah. The others are shorter.
That one was just fine.
Beautiful.
Good.
It's really nice having you. I mean, no pressure on Jeanette for a poem of the week next week at all. Having you with us.
Oh, well, it's just been National Poetry Day, and I had a little rant a fan on my site about that, but I did put some poems up to qualify what I meant, because I don't think enough people rhyme these days.
I agree.
I mean, a lot of the poems that are being written by people, it's not a modern thing, because they've been doing it for absolutely 100 years now. A bunch of people who've academically over-educated, often been crouched over poetry like a dog over an old bone, saying, only we know how to deal with this. And then, and if you do something light and fluffy and rhyming and that people understand, it's almost like cheating. I remember a woman coming up to me after a reading once and saying to me, "You did very well." And I said, "Thank you." And she said, "But you cheated. You used entertainment." And I thought, oh, right. Perhaps I should have stirred in more misery and angst. I don't know.
I love your
No, but
poem.
that's the attitude, isn't it? Really. And like that dog joke, that's the attitude. No, it's your attitude, not mine. There's no time to tell it here. It's one of my brothers says, "It's your attitude, not mine."
Let me read what people are saying.
It's your attitude.
Thank you, Martin. Steve Brady in the USA says, "Brilliant work, Martin." Jenny says, "Delightful poem." Elmy says, "Absolutely loved that. Brilliant." Keith says, "Lovely children's poem, Martin." Kim also says, "That was a lovely poem," as does Marie, says, "Fab poem, love it." Karen says, "Lovely poem, thank you." And Jenny says, "Couldn't agree more, Martin, about what you was just saying about rhyming and poetry." And yes, it's National Poetry Day.
Sorry, Martin, do you mind if I ask, how does your daughter Lily feel about your poems? Does she love them as much as the rest of us? It must make her feel really special that you wrote.
Well, she used to. Lily, as I might have mentioned, has been was ailing earlier this year, as I might have said. She is coming back big time.
Good.
Yeah, and she's been coming over here. This is my daughter who's had an ailment. Let's just say she's been ill, and she's coming over here. She has that gift for words too. So we've made a tune for her because she can sing. We know she can sing, but I've said, right, well, here's a track. Go and write the lyrics, and I'm hoping she's going to be bringing me some lyrics on Saturday when she next comes round.
Oh, lovely!
Because she can do that. She can write words, and she's quite a shy person, and sort of knocked back a bit by the things that have happened to her. So I've been working on that. That's what my work has been, looking after her. It's been great. It's like having her back, right, from when she was a young teenager.
You're a good dad.
I'm very, very happy about that. Because you always think if something goes wrong with your kids, so you always think, oh, was there something I missed? Was there a couple of bits of the jigsaw I didn't put in? But it does happen to anybody. It happens to all kinds of parents, doesn't it? And then sometimes if you're very lucky and you work very hard, you get them back.
Yeah, we all freeze in life from time to time or struggle. Even the best of us who think we're doing brilliantly have moments where swings and roundabouts.
Well, it just all falls down, and you think, I don't know what I've done, what I can do more than this.
Yeah, I heard a thing yesterday, and I thought I'll write a song about it actually, and it's sort of like somebody who'd fallen off and got a little bit down, and the premise of what they were trying to say was, I don't know how to get back to who I used to be, and I just think it's very hard. Life is challenging, and God knows in the last couple of years we won't dwell on it too much, but it's been even harder, and particularly. Yes,
I think it has, and that's another really important function of poetry, if I can get that in, because it's very rarely mentioned, but loads of people write poetry. In fact, it's sometimes said more people write poetry than read it, because poetry has this other function that they very rarely mention on National Poetry Day, which is that it's extremely good for ailments of the heart, people who are grief-stricken, bereaved, sorry about things or have been under a lot of mental stress can write poetry. And that poetry doesn't have to be paraded in public, but it can be used. The writing of it and the reading of it, it's incredibly healing. It's very, very healing. And I don't think that function gets mentioned because I can't think that any performing poets will tell you that after a gig, someone will come up to you and say, I'm trying to write poetry at the moment. And you will kind of know instinctively that some ghastly things happen to them and they need to say it. I had a guy come up to me a few years ago and say, my dog has died. You know, it was outside a shop, and he said, could you write a poem? I said, I could, but if you thought a poem should be written about it, perhaps you should be writing it because it would do you a lot of good.
Oh yes, very therapeutic, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I could. And so I thought that ought to be mentioned, you know, that you don't have to go out and read poetry to everyone else or put it in a book. It is a thing of its own that's healing. It's like it's a balm, a salve on the injuries to the human soul, really.
Yeah.
Nice
Elmi says, so very true, Martin. I have done this herself. Yeah. And Duncan says, thank you, Nartin, from across the rooftops.
So that's Sir Nartin. I'm expecting the call from the Queen anytime soon.
Absolutely. We're probably holding it up. Sorry about that.
Yeah. That's Sir Nartin Mule. And because I always said it would be that, because she would get it wrong, because everything where something supposed good's happened to me just goes slightly wrong. You know, I get presented with a sort of wonky sword, or I get knighted and the sword will slip and bash me on the cheek or something like that. And then she'll spoonerize my name saying, rise Sir Nartin Mule, and that'll be it. But in fact, in some certain pubs, they do call me Sir Nartin. You know, I just walk in, Sir Nartin.
But then it enhances the story when those things happen.
Yeah.
Martin,
I'll tell you, the reason they call me Mr. Mule is because, you know, the Indian restaurant there, I'll go in there one night and I had split up with a woman and I had some people coming around for dinner. I thought, look, I'll tell you what, it's been a bit of a bad day. Should we all go around the Indian and I'll buy you some Indian meal? So I booked this table. I went round there and the Indian waiter, he wasn't one of the new gen Indians who speak like, he still had the Indian accent. So he goes, so I said, there's a table for 6 I've got booked. And he said, Mr. Mule. And I said, yeah, Mr. Mule. He said, Mr. Mule. And I said, it's a table for 6. He said, a table for 6. And I said, yes. And he said, are you mule? And I just was so worn out with the whole day. And I just kind of think, yes, tonight, I think I probably am. But can I have a pint of lager, please?
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Nartin Mule.
Mr. Mule.
Thanks, Martin. It's lovely you're with us. I'm going to take you off screen simply because we only got space for 4 pictures and we need to show some pictures for our sandwich.
Why don't you take her off? I'm handsome.
Yeah.
I'm handsome.
Yeah, get rid of me. Take her off.
Well,
Martin, before we do this,
she's a love interest.
you said something really lovely yesterday, and I took note of that, and I just found it. You said a really nice thing. Thank you ever so much for your kindness. When you were talking about when you go to events and your teamer, the lovely Hillary, can't make it, you have a couple of people that you call upon that you're happy to be seen out in public with.
No, they're called that Hillary's happy with as well.
Oh, the Hillary's happy with. Okay, good.
Approved
one of them is
arm
your
candy
daughter,
for
Lily.
Martin.
And you said,
Yes.
and Miss Jeanette Lyons, who is both fragrant and unimpeachable, but also in high demand. Thank
I
you
can
very
smell her
much.
hair from here.
Yeah. Good hair sniffings.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to pop you off for a minute, Martin. Do
Okay.
excuse us. We'll see you in a moment or two. Thank you. As we go with sandwich filling of the week.
Oh, my darling, have you heard? There's a sandwich filling of the week today. Oh, my sweetheart, have you heard? There's a sandwich filling of the week. It's absurd. And I like it. I like to take the sandwich filling. The sandwich filling of the week. Sandwich filling of the week.
That is just a totally bonkers.
I think we're
jingle.
going to have to do sandwich filling of the week always, because I really can't lose that jingle.
I don't know. I think I've done better ones. That one's just plain weird.
It is weird. That's why I like it. It's funny.
Apologies. Duncan says, found this for Jeanette. www.hairsniffers.com. Don't anybody go there because you
I'm
never know.
going there
what you
right now.
might be the wrong sort of hair they're sniffing. Let me tell you that much. That's all I'm saying. Right, sandwich filling of the week. We have two big hitters. What should we start with? We'll start with this one. Sometimes called a chip butty. But oh God, I can't remember when I last had a chip sandwich.
I nearly had one this morning. I've been out to a cafe.
Yeah, you've been living.
I was reading Chip Butty. Oh, I really could. Can I have that for breakfast, brunch? I
Yeah, you
decided against it.
Oh, I was going to say yes.
Yeah, you should have been there though.
Researching it and reading on the internet earlier in the week, it said chip butties probably came out of Lancashire. This is the historical bit. They're particularly popular in working class scumbag communities, which is exactly what they wrote, who were centuries ago often illiterate, and so they couldn't write their creations down. The National Federation of Fish Fryers claims England's second chippy opened in 1863 in Oldham of Greater Manchester, and there it began serving chip baps and hey presto, the rest is history. Also from the internet, swearing maniac Gordon Ramsay knows a thing or two about his this deceptively small dish, as he has tried to reclaim chip butties for his upmarket clientele. You know, they're having a comeback. I think I saw a video of him doing chip sandwich and was it fish finger sandwich or something as well? Outrageous, just outrageous. What about you, Tom? Have you you must have eaten a chip sandwich in your time, if you don't mind me asking. You look like a man who would like a chip sandwich.
What are you trying to say there?
Well, it's the beard. I think the beard just makes me think you'd like a chip butty.
I do like a chip butty. Yeah. I quite like chips just by themselves, but yeah, right. I do like a chip butty.
Oh, you're a man after my own heart.
And I do like making my own chips for my chip butty as well.
Do
Hallelujah.
you oven cook them or do you fry them?
Oven cook
Oven
them.
cook.
No, we
What
live
madness is
oven
that?
cook them. Slimming World told us to do that.
Doesn't compute. Why would you bake a chip?
Because Slimming World told me and Lorraine to do that.
Yeah,
Leave
yeah.
the skins on, cut them quite thin, a little bit of oil and salt in the oven, turn them a little bit.
Just tell them from me they're wrong. You know, it's just like not the way to make a chip, is it?
But if you're not having any chips at all, those chips are better than no chips. That's what we discovered. We weren't having chips.
That might be right,
Yeah.
but just have a proper chip.
Yeah, I know.
Just don't have so many of them.
Chip, just enough for a sandwich.
Do you put
Yes.
anything on them, Tom? Any condiments?
Well, when I have chips by themselves, I do have mayonnaise and chips.
Right.
Very continental.
Well, my wife is half Belgian, and they have mayonnaise, and so that's sort of like what you have to do, really. But I'd rather have mayonnaise than ketchup, but I do like to have a bit of ketchup as well.
Yeah,
And
nowadays I have the low salt, low sugar ketchup. It does the
No,
job.
well,
Gluten-free bread.
Jeanette knows where I like my tomato ketchup from.
I do. Tiptree.
Tiptree.
Wilkin and
Are you
Sons.
listening,
Yeah.
Ian?
He's not there anymore.
No, I know he's not there, but he might be watching the show.
Actually, I've got a meeting there at the end of the month. I'll see what I can find
Yes, just bring us some home.
in my handbag as I
Yes.
leave.
Few samples.
I might put it in my hair. You can sniff it.
Oh yeah, she'd
I
like
actually do prefer brown sauce on my chip butty.
that. Oh, Jeanette, I put some tartar sauce in my hair today. I should read these comments. Karen says, egg mayonnaise for me, please. It's not one of the choices, but I've actually written it down and it will be a future choice, no doubt, Karen. But she does love a chip sarnie. Chips have got to be fried. She says that's the rules, apparently.
I know.
Just saying. Keith says chip butty love every time. He don't even know what he's against. Let's see in a second. Kim says
Yeah.
love homemade chips. Kendaloo loves a chip butty. Kendaloo's not even having
Reading this.
he's not having a Vindaloo, he's having a chip butty. Good old Ken. Hope you're well. Jeanette, the lady in the top there, she says she's just looked up hair snifferers. Now you're saying snifferers. That's why
Oh, did I?
hair sniffers. Don't go to hair snifferers. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, snifferers.
No, right, the wrong thing. Oh, furs. I spelt it wrong. I'll go in again and look, shall I?
Going again, going slowly. Marie says she's never had a chip butty. Doesn't appeal to me. Well, then maybe we can attempt to woo you with another contestant. The chip butty goes against the crisp sandwich. Let me give you some useless information. In Ireland, crisp sandwiches are also, or are often called, tato sandwiches in reference to the popular Irish crisp brand and its Northern Irish counterpart. While some people consider crisp sandwiches to be a low-end food, there is at least one celebrity who admits to eating them. I got that off the internet, but they don't say what celebrity it is, so I don't know if they're telling me the truth or not.
Is it one of the
Some people-
Kardashians?
I think it's a Kardashian, but I can't remember what one. Some people consider a sandwich without crisp to be not worth the effort. Potato crisp sandwiches are sometimes referred to as white trash cuisine and trailer park cuisine. That's got to be an American, that one, isn't it? In 2015, this was interesting, a little thing I was reading this week. 2 shops that specialise in crisp sandwiches opened in Yorkshire and Belfast. Both shops claimed to be the world's first. The Belfast shop was called Simply Crispy, and it closed later that year. The Yorkshire one was called Mr. Crisp, and it stocked over 50 varieties of crisps. Now, I should have got the pictures, but I didn't. But the main event is the extras that you could order, like salad cream on your Monster Munch crisp sandwich. Can you believe that? Or Galaxy chocolate spread on your Hula Hoops roll. And actually, when they started Mr. Crisp, they were sold out. It was just, there was young people and 20-somethings around the block. But unfortunately, the owner got sick and he had to sell the shop. And I don't know what's happening with it now. But a shop with crisp sandwiches as its speciality. Wow. Wow. Life's so great, isn't it? But they're the choices. They're the choices for us. They are chip sandwich or chip butty versus crisp sandwich. We've gone really high market for you today.
Trash.
Top dollar. Let's see what people say. Marie says, "Oh, crisp sandwich is my vote with salad cream." That is weird, isn't it?
Oh,
Crisp sandwich.
yeah,
with
like
salad
it's
cream.
soggy.
Yeah, that's a bit before your time. That's a 70s thing, I think. Salad cream with its vinaigrette.
Cream.
Oh, yeah. I
Didn't
can't
think
imagine.
didn't think Marie was old enough to know about something.
Oh.
No.
Can you still buy salad cream?
Not old enough to know about salad cream.
I thought everybody does mayonnaise now. Salad cream.
Yeah. No, I don't do it a lot. Like once a year, I might. Once every 3 years.
Does it not go off? No. It's best before, not used by.
Never goes
I know
off.
the rules.
Salad cream would ask a nuclear war, a pandemic, and the
Probably
Third World War. It really would. It would. It's like Piccadilly, isn't it? You know, Piccadilly lasts forever.
No dates on Piccadilly.
Steve, our friend in the USA, says, "Can you put ketchup on the chip butty?" Of
Yes,
course you can.
Of course.
It's requisite.
If you've run out of brown sauce, obviously.
No, don't go to the brown sauce, Steve. You're just going to have a future of disappointment if you do that. Christine says, like both, but we'll go for chip butty. She likes them both. Elmi says, sorry, don't like them either.
Oh, Elmi.
British thing, isn't it? Sorry,
She's
Elmi.
posh. She's really posh.
Yeah.
But you're Dutch, Elmi. You could have mayonnaise on either.
There you
You're
go.
all right.
Keep your votes coming in. Kim says it's chip butty for me. Christine says Brian, her husband, is going chip butty, or maybe she just calls him that. Brian,
My
or
little chip butty.
come here, my little chip butty. Steve says I vote for chip butty. I think he likes the sound of it.
Yeah.
Karen says I vote chip sandwich with mayo and a little touch of ketchup. And Kim says Kendaloo chip butty. That's all we need to know. Keep your votes coming in.
Yes.
As you do, I'm going to take this off the screen. I'm going to welcome back our special guest, Mr. Martin Newell, Mr. Martin Mule. See if he's available for us. There he
Yes,
is.
I am. Of course I am.
How are you
I'm always
on
available.
chip butty crisp sandwich? Where are you standing?
I've never had one. I like chips and I like crisps, but I do remember when I was in Scotland when I was quite a young kid and I went to school in quite a back street part of Dundee, you know, quite a humble area really, and there were tenements there, and I got invited back to one of them for my lunch, and it was a sugar butty.
Sugar sandwich.
And the kid let him. She was a latchkey kid, and he let himself in. And his mum said, you know, had left this out for us, like some mother's pride type bread, you know, and some margarine, and a couple of knives, and you know, the teapot, because tea bags weren't that common then in 1962. No. That's how young I was, and just a bag of Tate and Lyle white sugar. And he just did this thing, and he got the 2 slices of bread, and he spread them with margarine, and then he got a couple of good tablespoonfuls of white sugar, spread them over the bread, slapped them together, and bade me do the same. And I had never come across that before. You know, I was a soldier's son, other ranks son, sergeant's son. I'd never, you know, I realised that. I told my mum about it, and she just said, well, we kind of don't have that, you know. It's not very good for you to eat like that.
We had brown sugar on toast, and the brown sugar used to melt.
Well, there you go. You've already got middle class. You've got brown sugar, and you've got, you know, you've done a process with it. You know, this was a bit more sort of crunchy granola. You know.
I remember the story. I think my parents spoke to me of sugar sandwiches. I know a lady. Hi, Barb. If you're ever watching, she used to dip her iceberg lettuce in sugar.
All right.
Sweeten it up good.
Did anybody?
Of course, that generation, a lot of them didn't have proper teeth, did they? I mean, my mum had every tooth ripped out of her head when she was 20, when she came back from the ATS, because they were offering. They were ATS, Auxiliary Training Corps. That's my territorial. I can't remember what it was, but it was their women's army, you know. And they offered the ATS girls who all smoked Kensingtons, or many of them did. Offered them a brand new set of teeth, you know, National Health teeth, 1947. And a lot of them opted for it. Because if you ever see any footage of ordinary soldiers, especially from the First World War, they made that film of the First World War. I can't remember which one it was, and they put it into colour. They colourised it. And when you saw the ranks of men smiling, their dentition was appalling. I mean, it looks, you know, the Americans think the English had bad teeth, but girls like my mum just got this brand new set of choppers, you know.
Lovely. Tom, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say
that was
chocolate sandwich. Did anybody used to have a chocolate bar and a sandwich?
No.
Yeah.
I've just thought. No, I tell you what I liked when I was a teenager.
Proper chocolate bar.
Oh, chocolate bar in between bread.
Yeah.
Martin. Okay.
No, toast. When I was a teenager, I thought it was a bit avant-garde. I'd come home and I was just getting to be my own kind of man, you know. So I'd be about 15. I'd come in, make myself a piece of toast, slice some thin cucumber, get some brown sauce and spread it very gently on the toast, and then put the cucumber on top of that, thinly sliced, and then cut that and eat that. And I thought that was cool. No, and you know what? Sometimes I still do it. Just very rarely. I think I'll have cucumber and brown sauce. I'm never without a bottle of brown sauce. They make it in Holland now. They used to make it in Birmingham, didn't they?
You were a mixed up child to have that, I think. Let me just read a couple of the comments.
I still like it. Sorry?
Read a couple of the comments. Steve, where did I see it? Steve's gone. He says sugar and butter butty. Yes, he says, exclamation mark. Karen says, Steve Brady, never heard of it. And Jenny, just to keep everyone involved, I remember roast chicken, chips and salad in the garden in the days before barbecues with salad cream. Heaven, but I only use mayo now. Whatever happened to salad cream?
Salad cream.
Yeah, it's gone out of fashion, hasn't it? Martin, it's lovely to hear your stories and it's lovely to share your company. But you also are going to do another poem for us, are you not?
Yes, I should. Yes, I've got a couple of short autumn ones here. They kind of lead into each other. Eh? One's about the clocks going back, and one's about Halloween. Or has the oaks are brassy golden, the sun's a pat of butter. Autumn feeds brazier and winter does the shutter. There's coal smoke on the terrace and summer's in the gutter. And every starling's in the sky late in orange afternoon when clouds are western wagon trains and geese are skeins across the moon. Parliaments that reconvene down the days to Halloween. The sunset hits the fanlight, illuminates the hall, paints a pale rainbow by the coat pegs on the wall. And with October nearly gone, the kettle and the lights go on in bronchial streets where buses cough. Nature lays the workers off. Somewhere in a country town, the old year's running down. Whatever shadows it has cast, the bulk of it has sidled past, doused its fire and shouldered pack. The clocks are going back. And this poem is called All Hallows Eve. They say it's the time when the ether becomes the thinnest between the worlds of the dead and the living. I subscribe to that sort of thing. All Hallows Eve, go quietly now, allow the widow winter in, the curtains closed against the dark, the ether of the evening thin, let spirits slip between our worlds more easily upon this night. Bank up the fire, turn down the lamp, but leave, at least, the landing light. The clock's gone back, its missing hour returns each morning with the moon, then, making no excuses, yawns and vanishes mid-afternoon. And there outside, while spindly hands of trees claw at the ragged clouds, a spectral fleet of pale ships with sails made from summer's shrouds will navigate the flickering stars, like harbour lights to stud the sky. All Hallows Eve, go quietly now. Spirits may be passing by.
Thank you, Martin. That was lovely. Got 2 for the price of 1 there. That was really nice. Oh, is Martin
Lovely.
frozen?
Oh.
I think his picture's frozen.
Oh no.
No, he's slight movement there. I think he's sort of
Solid value with Mr. Mule.
There we go. He's back. He's back. I was worried you'd nipped off to get
Yes.
some cucumber and brown sauce sandwiches.
No, I'm going to straight after this. I can find some cucumber.
I bet. He says, the great Sir Martin Mule, toast, marmite and cucumber with flora circa 1979. She also had salad cream sandwich and wholemeal. Great poems. Thank you, says Elmi. Karen says,
Thank you, Elmi.
Karen says, beautiful poem. Thank you, Martin. 3 kisses. Just saying. Loved it like how Martin reads them. Loves how you read them, says Christy. Kim says, 2 brilliant poems, Martin.
Thank you.
Danzy says, I could take Martin's glorious poetry all day long. Hang around. Jenny says, lovely, Martin. And Marie says, great to listen to Martin's poems.
Always lovely.
Thank you.
It is always lovely, and it's nice to have the author, not just someone beautiful like Jeanette reciting it, but actually to have somebody that wrote it too.
Yeah,
everybody
definitely.
loves to, I mean, you were saying before, if I may mention, Martin, about the power of poetry and talking about writing it, but also Jeanette has such a great response when she reads poems, and she often reads a number of your poems.
I have read some of
Does
those.
she?
I love
Do
them.
you?
I
Sorry.
absolutely love
She's a
them. You
cat's
know
mother.
that.
Keith says, loved all that, the All Hallows Eve poem. There we go.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're very popular.
Very popular. Well, does anybody go and see mediums or spiritualist mediums and do anything like that, or tarot cards or anything like that?
My
Does anybody
daughter
do that?
does. My daughter
Yeah.
does, and my
And
friend
among the
Lisa
panel?
does.
Not on the panel. Oh, we're on a panel now. Sorry.
Oh.
We're on a panel. No,
You're being interviewed.
I've seen it on the
Does the
television.
team think?
I've seen it. I don't know, what was her name? Sally used to do it. A lady on the telly, and they'd always seem to find someone. Oh, somebody's coming to me. It's a man, and then somebody would shoot their hand up. Oh, it's you. Yes. Is it a man? I think it's a man. Yeah. Is he passed? Yeah. Yeah, that's my
They
husband.
did have a psychic fair. They were planning a psychic fair here, but it was cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
Sally Morgan, that was it, Kim. Yeah, Sally Morgan.
So the old one's the best one. 1954 is just called. They want their gag back.
I thought it was 1922 on that old phone. Yeah, I mean, for people that I think if it reaches people, I think anything's good. However, things will reach you. And Martin's poetry certainly is behind that Memory Afternoons banner there. There are a number of Martin Newell books which I thoroughly enjoyed reading,
and a big poster of him. I think
there's a poster of him. He's
the ones you have to get under the counter.
Oh yeah, it's a centerfold.
Celebrity birds I have known. That's a good one.
I think you've got your hat on.
That had to be taken out. Had to be taken off the shelves, the bookshelves. The ladies in the bookshelves complained about it. All the men were reading it.
They all wanted to sniff your hair, didn't they?
They did. Some of them even completed the adult literacy courses so they could read it. In Wivenhoe too.
God bless them. Well, you can hang around for a minute, Martin, while we announce the sandwich filling of the week winner. I know it's exciting.
I'm ready. Drum roll, please, everybody. I think you probably know. And the winner this week, sandwich filling of the week is
Chips. Let's hope it's chips.
Butty.
Chip Butty, easy winner. I can't put the picture on the screen because we've only got 4 people or pictures allowed on the screen, but that was it was a great winner, one of our most famous winners ever. I'm making it up as I go along. Well done, Chip Butty. When I see you next week, I'll make sure to give you congratulations. Thanks for all voting and send in your suggestions. We've got more sandwich fillings of the weeks to come. But for now, we have to say goodbye for Martin just for a moment or two. If you want to prepare another poem for us in a minute, Martin, that would be rather lovely.
I might just go and get a bit of toast.
Yeah, get some toast and come and talk about it. And we'll be back with you in a moment or two. There's Martin. He's off to get his toast with cucumber and brown sauce. This is the poem of the week.
It's poem of the week. It's sometimes short and sweet. It's poem of the week, and it's always man in me. Well, poem of the week this week. This is something that I found, and I've been thinking about my little girl a lot. We went to Brighton for her birthday weekend last week, and it just made me think of all the times, the lovely things from when she was small. So this poem is called The Little Things by Jessica, how do I say that name? Ehrlichs, a kind of German name. So The Little Things. I'm beginning to notice things I didn't before, like your tiny gumboots waiting at the door, curious fingernails with dirt underneath, the way you say, ah, as I brush those small teeth, your little frayed toothbrush where once there were 2, the light in your eyes when you discover something new, tissues upon tissues for that button nose, hanging mountains of washing of tiny clothes, colours and mess as I watch you creating, painting with food while the dog sits there waiting, those wobbly thighs before you hit the floor, a cuddle and a kiss as you try once more. The content that I feel, seeing your full round tum, the love that I have for that cushioned nappy bum, that perfect home, remembering clean, realizing that this is what a home means. My mind clouded daily with nursery songs, the sweetest sound I ever heard when you sing along, alerting me to every car, truck and plane. On our walks in the mornings, every day it's the same. The longest nights as I stroke your hair, your eyes flutter closed, just knowing I'm there. The way you find joy in the simplest of things, in every season and what it brings. Understanding sometimes these may feel like a chore will be my fondest memories when I don't have them anymore. Before the training wheels come off and those new teeth come through, I'll revel in these moments, this version of you. That was The Little Things by Jessica Ehrlich. It's so lovely thinking about my little girl when she was little. And it was the best time. It still is. 22 years of heaven. I love it.
That was lovely. So well read. You're like our own Pam Ayres.
Posh Pam Ayres.
The posh Pam Ayres who hair sniffer, culture, lines. That was lovely. Let's see what people were saying. Love that, Nettie. Reminded me of my two girls too. Steve says, like most of us, both contestants in the sandwich filling in a month, week, should say, with the takeaway.
It's the takeaway of the week.
Come on, blooming takeaway. It's the takeaway of the week. Sorry about that. We don't do that anymore.
I thought it was my phone. I was like, oh, quick, push
I
buttons.
like that sound. Lovely poem. Thanks, Jeanette, says Christine. Lovely poem, Jeanette, says Jenny. Elmy offers applause. Karen says, beautiful poem, beautifully read. 3 kisses. She's not shy with the kisses. Good old Karen, or not so old, young Karen. Kim says, that was lovely, Jeanette, and so true. Got to go, says Jenny. Thank you. See you, Jenny. Have a great weekend. Bye. Bye. And Danzy says, lovely poem, Jeanette. It was. You read them so well. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God.
Well, they usually mean something to me, and it's quite nice when you're reading them and you try and keep your emotions in check, a bit like when you're singing, just hold it in and just, you know, it's lovely. It's nice when they kind of hit your heart somewhere, and anything about my girl is going to make me go all
Keith says,
giddy.
beautiful, Nettie. Oh, bless him.
Thank you.
I was going to call Martin back, but he's gone off to have some cucumber. No, he's here. I can hear him chewing on that cucumber and brown sauce. Let's see if he's still there. Yes, there he is. Oh, look, he's got it. Oh,
look at that.
He's gone back to the 1950s for that one.
Cucumber and brown sauce.
Nice.
White bread. It's living in Wivenhoe. They're all too precious. Or, you know, they gargle with balsamic vinegar. In fact, someone wrote in recently and said, I spilled some balsamic vinegar over a collection of the history of English poetry. Can anyone else think of a more middle class accident?
Yeah. I mean,
that's pretty middle class, that, isn't it?
It is. It's
a drive-by telling off while at Pilates. You know, drive-by telling off while sitting in the tapas bar when you should have been at Pilates. That's pretty middle class.
Having your hummus or your what's that? Isn't there the famous one? Peter Mandelson thought, oh, I like the look of that guacamole.
Oh yeah, I know. It was what do you call it? The guacamole. You thought it was guacamole. It was mushy peas. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
You know, I wouldn't mind some of that guacamole. He was in a chip shop in what's it called? Up near Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle. That's where it was. That was Newcastle. That's in the northeast. And they speak slightly different up there, but they're quite like us.
Martin, you've had Jeanette do some voiceover things and some acting and some whatnot.
I have.
She's got a lovely voice, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. She's great. No, she's got great comic talent. It's massively good timing. And she'd, I've often thought I should get her back as Mrs. Huxtable.
Oh gosh. Marjorie.
Retro guys. Actually, I have to. I don't have to apologise, but you did that thing where we did the commercial for some gin for the local radio.
I never heard that.
The local radio. The local radio. Which is Colne Radio, community radio station, allowed to make some of their money from doing little ads for local people. And the more adventurous ones, they aren't like, done by voiceover, man. They get me to do these things. And I do these kind of Kenny Everett, Python-esque, just slightly different commercials. And some people like them and some people don't. But I did one for this bespoke gin, which is really very good, made by local lads. And I had this thing where I got Jeanette say, I got some nice smoochy music and described the bespoke gin in question, which had been beautifully flavoured. And then you just hear this hubbub, and it's a bar, and it's obviously an after-work situation, straight after work, where the guy's already in the bar and says, phones up the woman and says, "Do you fancy coming over for the gin?" And then she just says, "Yes, that would be lovely." Well, because a certain party who we know, who usually have beards and get very concerned about things and aren't currently in government because of it, which is a shame in a way. But because of that, and because they get involved, get their little fingers into everything, someone sort of gets on and says to the radio station, "Oh, you can't have that." So why not? It's because it's implying that the woman is somehow being coerced with the alcohol. And I said something like, "You're jucking cloaking, aren't you?"
It's
Sorry, Clark. You'll have to re-spoonerize it yourself. And they said, "No, I'm really sorry about this, but we can't have that. It contravenes off head or whatever they call it, who control all the things that you can't have fun with, like, cuckooing kids and selling the cocaine. You can do all that, but you can't say, just invite two fully grown adults, can't invite each other for a single gin after work." So we couldn't have that. So I just had to say, "This is great gin," and take Jeanette out of it. Which was a bit of a disappointment, really, but then that's what happens when you get the middle class involved in things, isn't it?
The least I deserve.
Don't be worried about this.
I deserve a bottle of gin for my troubles. Then I'd like.
Yes, you do.
Kind, please.
Yes, that would be lovely.
Have a word with him.
Yes,
Martin,
would you like to come over here and dress up for?
Mr. Martin Newell, can I ask, do you have another poem for us to lead us out?
Yes, I do. It's a nice autumnal thing. I found it because there's Sunday Express when I was writing for them asked me to write a poem, and I use about conkers, and I usually do, but I found a much earlier one in my files. I could tell by the Roman typeface,
Okay.
and I wrote it for the Independent. So this is about conkers.
Okay.
Down the spiky cases shower conkers in each rusty husk over railway paths in autumn, where commuters walk at dusk, home along October's commons, while the kids lob sticks in trees, too impatient for the treasure on such dwindling days as these. Conkers burnished, wet and waxy, threaded, ready for the fray, far removed from pink-tipped candles which adorned the tree in May, when the lime green leaves held sway. Jagged hands, their veiny fingers straining to the waning sun, in a parkland due for painting, now the summer colours run, never show the new assassin dozing in the clammy air, Camararia oridella, pupa hibernating there. Slow to conquer, comes the moth, but come it will. After years the candles suffer, then the tree itself is ill, while its conqueror lies quite still. Turks, it's said, would give the conkers to their broken-winded horses, utilised for cattle fodder, conkers saved on grain resources. Now, however, dropping daily, bouncing off the boughs below, down they clatter onto pavements, hitting windscreens as they go. Sometimes they'll be kept, collected, dull on sideboards by November, of grown men who still remember, chucking sticks in trees impatient, in the dusk of late September.
Lovely, Martin. That was one of yours? Yeah, that was one of your.
Yes, of course.
I thought so. I recognised the prose.
Who else would write a poem about conkers? It's not the sort of thing the poet laureate does, is it?
No. Well,
no.
I was just going to read out.
He's in Huddersfield translating some new Middle Ages tract into modern argot. Now, I know Simon, and so actually Simon Armitage is probably the best poet laureate we've had since Betjeman, because he does get involved. He's hands-on. I've had a drink with him. He's a good lad, and I've had me tea in Huddersfield too, and I did a gig with him at St Andrews Literature Festival. So, in fact, I've got a picture of him on my website somewhere. I occasionally bung it up there in prominence to annoy the middle classes. God, I hate them.
They speak highly of you, Martin.
Ruined this. Oh, they haven't actually. I'm really enjoying them.
Martin, I've got to get the cat to the vet because it's hurt his paw, so I'm going to rush along and we're going to finish.
Of course you have. I know about it. Good luck with that, by the way.
Thank you very much, sir. And
good luck with that. Good luck to the cat.
It's always a pleasure.
And when they give you the follow-up pills, remember that trick with a towel.
Yes, I will. I'll be bringing around in the week if it doesn't work out at the vet.
Wrap the cat in the towel, jaw open, pill down over the neck, then straight. Yeah. One movement, thumb over nostrils, not for too long.
Thanks, Martin. Just because we need a bit of space on the screen before we go, I'm just going to take you off and thank you for being on our show this afternoon and taking time out of your day.
Thank you.
All the best.
Bye,
Thank you,
Martin.
Bye for now.
Bye now.
That's Martin Yule, a lovely gentleman. I just wanted to read the comment that Tom's sent. He's been to the Urban Dictionary and he's looked up hair sniffer. Hair sniffer is an individual who has a fetish for sniffing people's hair. The habitual hair sniffer will often try to sneak or sniff or a whiff any chance they have. The hair sniffer thinks he is being covert, but the victim is left disgusted and violated. So think on, Jeanette.
No, that's he. That's a he.
Oh, that's a he doing
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about she. People might really like it if a lady had a little sniff of their hair.
If anyone's just joined us and wondered what we're on about earlier in the show, we're just going to go in a minute because we've got to get on. But
Before the police arrive.
Yeah, we'll be thrown off by the Ofcom. Jeanette mentioned that wouldn't it be nice to sniff people's hair when you have a hug, and we're running with that.
Or just anybody in the street, basically.
Or anyone in the street. Jeanette, bless her, lets us run with the joke. She's such a good sport. And we're very lucky to have you, Jeanette, and you, Tom, with us.
Don't yuck on my yum. That's an expression I learned today from Carrie Leach.
Don't
That
yuck
people
on
have
my
this
yum.
quite often, don't be yucking on people's yum. Something that somebody else likes, don't be saying it's yucky.
No, so
It depends what it is, really.
It depends what it is, but we're loving hair sniffing. Right, it's a new thing.
When you're violating other people's personal
Say violating too.
then maybe.
Yeah, you all go out of lockdown, I'll stay in. Shall I?
Well, maybe you'll have to. There'll be a restraining order on you or something.
I think in a way you're leading the way for us, Jeanette. Actually, you're leading the way. You're making it all possible. We send you out first. And if it's safe for Jeanette, it's safe for everyone. So thank you for that service. Great community service.
You're welcome.
That's our show this afternoon. I've got to get the cat to the vet, and Tom and Jeanette are going to pop off too. So we wish you a great week. We'll be back again next week, 1:00. Hope you join us. And thanks for being with us today, sharing your lovely comments and taking part. It's a treasure to be with you on a Friday. We mean that from the bottom of our heart. Well, I certainly do. And I know Tom and Jeanette echo that somewhat. We'll see you next week. And thanks again. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
We've all got a tale to tell. Times were not always so. But putting it all aside, we made it through by and by. It's warm and toasty in here. Share our laughter, sometimes tears. You'll be welcome with a cup of tea and a biscuit, maybe 2 or 3. Wrapped in a little white cloth, cooking for hours in the old iron pot. There's a jam roly-poly for tea, enough for you and Dad and Grandma and me. What did we like the most? Fish paste sandwich or peas on toast? Nothing could come close to bubble and squeak the day after our Sunday